How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to another video. So, this is episode 2 of my Premier League score predictions. It is now week 3. As I already said in the previous video, I missed week 1, so it's a bit strange. So, we're going to start the video off by referring back to my previous video of my last score predictions. I'm going to see how many I got right. I also missed out one as well. I don't know why. Yeah, I missed out Fulham and Brentford. I'm pretty sure, for some reason. I apologise to any Fulham or Brentford fans. I don't know why I missed that out. I think I was just recording a bit too fast. My apologies, everybody. But we're going to go do a quick overview of my last week's score predictions and see how many I got right. So for Man United versus Wolves, I said it'd be a Man United 3-1 win. It ended up being a Man U win, but it was only 1-0. So I got the win right, just not the score prediction. Next was Nottingham Forest versus Sheffield United. I said it'd be 1-0 Forest, and it ended up being 2-1. Again, I got the team that was going to win right, just not the score. Liverpool Bournemouth, I said 4-2. Bit strange, but not too far off again. It was 3-1 Liverpool. Yet again, getting the clubs right, but just not the score. Also, I just want to briefly touch upon the McAllister red card. Disgraceful. Shouldn't have been a red card. I can understand how it could have been a potential booking, but not a red. Next, I said with Wolves versus Brighton, I said it'd be a 2-2 draw. Most definitely wrong. It was a 4-1 win for Brighton. Not the best start for Wolves last week. Next, for Spurs v Man U, I said it'd be a 3-1 win to Man United. Evidently wrong, coming out with a bit of a shocker for everybody with a 2-0 win for Tottenham Hotspur. Now, the only one I got right this week, Man City versus Newcastle. I said 1-0 to Man City. And it was right. It was 1-0 Man City. So that's good. I mean, I got one right in the first week. Villa versus Everton. I said Villa would win 2-0. But I'm not really fussed that I got this one wrong, because we ended up doubling my score prediction of a 4-0 win for Aston Villa. So it was great for the lads there. And for West Ham versus Chelsea, I said 2-1 to West Ham. Now, I am fuming with this, by the way. Fair enough to West Ham. They won 3-1. But I thought I got it right. I thought I was going to get 2 predictions right. But they managed to score a penalty in the last minute, making my prediction wrong. So I'm a bit fuming with that, but well done to West Ham anyway. As you can currently see on the screen now, here is what the Premier League table looks like at the minute. And props to Brighton in first place as it stands, and Everton in last. Okay, so without further ado, we're going to hop into the week 3 predictions. First is going to be Chelsea versus Luton Town. I haven't got any previous score lines because obviously I'm pretty sure they haven't played together at all. But with Chelsea coming in at a 78% chance of winning, alongside Luton Town with only an 8% chance, with a 14% chance of a draw, you can most definitely see Chelsea are going to most likely win this. Luton Town more or less holding their ground so far. I mean, I'm pretty sure they've only played one game, but it wasn't that bad. They're in 17th currently on the table, but I don't see them winning against Chelsea this week. But I do see them scoring for some reason. Don't know why, but I'm going to leave a prediction of a Chelsea win with the scoreline of 4-1. I'm going to say that. That seems pretty reasonable to me. Next is going to be Bournemouth versus Spurs. Now, only 26% chance of Bournemouth going to win, with just a 49% chance of Spurs winning, with a draw percentage of 25. With previous scorelines, both of them winning 3-2 against each other. So it's one apiece from last season. So I don't really understand with you know, the statistics of how it's only 26% and they've had quite even scorelines. I don't really get that. But I do believe that it might be a draw again. Well, it hasn't been a draw before, but I feel like it's going to be a draw. But I do want to say Bournemouth might win it. No, let's not say that. Let's say Spurs is going to win. I want to say 2-0. 2-0 to Spurs, with the performance against Man United last week. I'm expecting big things now, even though Harry Kane is gone. I'm expecting big things against Bournemouth, even though they are playing away. We'll see what happens. But yeah, 2-0 Spurs. Now, hopefully this should be so easy for them. Arsenal is going to be going against Fulham at their own home ground as well. Coming in an 80% chance of Arsenal winning, 7% for Fulham, and a draw percentage of 13. Pretty unlucky number. But Arsenal have won both of the games last season against Fulham, 3-0 and 2-1. So it's not really looking good for Fulham, I'll be dead honest. So I'm just going to quickly go ahead and say that Arsenal's going to win this. I'm going to leave a prediction of something good because they are playing at home as well. And also I saw that goal from Saka, whether that was this week or the week one, not too sure. But I want to say Arsenal is going to win this. I'm going to say 4-1 again. I'm going to say 4-1 to Arsenal. Next is Brentford versus Crystal Palace. Now, Brentford coming in at a 49% chance of winning, with Crystal Palace at 24%. Crystal Palace playing 2 games this week alongside Arsenal as well. Yeah, Arsenal playing 2 games as well as Crystal Palace. 27% chance of drawing as well. It's not going to be that bad of a scoreline. I reckon it'll be an alright game. Both games last season was a 1-1 draw. So again, the percent chance statistics seem a bit dodgy if they've drawn both times. But I feel like Crystal Palace are going to come in clutch next week. I did seem to find that I was more or less following the percentage chances and was getting it wrong very easily. So I'm going to say Crystal Palace is going to win with the scoreline of 2-1. I'm going to say that. They are playing away, so it might leave a bit of a disadvantage, but I think Crystal Palace have got it in the bag. Next is going to be Everton versus Wolves. Now, again, a bit strange with the percentage chance. Everton with a 40% chance of winning, with Wolves with a 31% chance and a 29% chance of a draw. Previous scorelines was a 1-1 draw and then Wolves 2-1. So again, don't understand what's going on with the statistics there with the percentage chance. A lot more favoured to win in a draw. I'm not really too sure how it's going to work, but I do feel like Wolves are going to win. I don't want to say 2-1 because that seems a bit boring. I'm going to say 3-2 to Wolves, even though they are playing away. Again, a bit of a disadvantage to them, but I'm going to say 3-2. Next is going to be Man United versus Nottingham Forest. Man United playing at home ground. With a 73% chance of winning, with Nottingham Forest with an 11% chance with a drawing percentage of 16. Man United have won 2-0 twice against Nottingham Forest, both home and away last season. So I don't want to say 2-0 because that's boring. I want to make it more, make it more unique, I'd like to say. But I do think Man United are going to win, of course. I think Nottingham Forest are going to potentially score, but I am feeling a bit of a clean sheet. I feel like Onana's going to do pretty well for the club at the home ground. I'm going to say 3-0. 3-0 to Man United. Now, next up is Brighton versus West Ham. Brighton, as I said previously, are in first place currently, winning the Premier League at this moment in time, but it is only week 2, obviously, so that will most definitely change. However, Brighton with a 67% chance of winning, with West Ham with a 14% chance and a drawing percent chance of 19. Brighton have won both games against West Ham 4-0 and 2-0, and I also think they're going to win again with the home ground as their advantage. West Ham just winning against Chelsea, making them a pretty strong start to the Premier League. However, I think Brighton is more of a challenge in this season, other than Chelsea not being such a great challenge for them. So because of those statistics and in my opinions from the previous matches that they've had, I'm going to say Brighton is going to win 4-1. I think as well, because with Aguerd, I don't know how to say it, he got a red card in the match against Chelsea. So I'm likely to say that the defence is going to be a little bit slow. I don't know, because all you've got is Kurt Zouma. So yeah, I'm going to say 4-1 to Brighton. Next up is going to be Burnley against Aston Villa. Okay, Burnley have only got a 26% chance of winning. Villa with a 47% chance and a draw of 27%. with previous scorelines of 1-1 and Villa winning 3-1, and it is at Burnley's home ground. I am feeling that Burnley's going to kick in a bit of offence, because after I did see them play against Man City, they were playing astonishingly well, considering they've spent a lot less and absolutely dominating the Championship last season. I think they're going to do well. I think they're going to put up a good fight against Aston Villa. However, I do think Aston Villa are still going to win. I'm going to predict, as always, an Aston Villa win. Always will, unless I think we're going to get battered, then I will tell you otherwise. But I am going to think, I'm going to predict that Villa is going to win only 3-1. I'm going to say 3-1 to Aston Villa. Not by a massive amount, but I do think we are still going to win, even though we are playing away. And now we've got Unai Emery absolutely doing really well with the tactics now. Even though Tyrone Mings is still not with us at this current moment in time, he's still injured. Also, Douglas Luiz and John McGinn, absolutely astonishing goals. Douglas Luiz was a penalty, but it was still a great goal. Great goal today. As of filming this, it is Sunday, so I did just watch the game. But I do think it's going to be 3-1 to Aston Villa. Now, next is going to be Sheffield United against Man City. Sheffield United playing at home ground, however, only with a 6% chance of winning. Man City with an 82% chance and a draw of 12%. Now, Man City have not played Sheffield United for a couple of years in the Premier League, so I'm just going to base it off the last time they faced each other, which was in the FA Cup, of which Man City had won 3-0 against Sheffield. And I'd like to say that's going to be the same score as what I'm going to see this week. I want to say a 3-0 win against Man City, and I'm going to do exactly that. I'm going to say Man City are going to win 3-0. Now, next is going to be probably one of the most closest statistics in the whole of this week, is Newcastle versus Liverpool. Now, Newcastle have got a 44% chance of winning, with Liverpool with a 32% and a draw percent of 24%. Liverpool have won both of the games last season, 2-0 and 2-1, with McAllister coming off with a red card this week. Again, as I said before, bit controversial. Not in my opinion, shouldn't have really been a red. There's been a lot of controversies over penalties and cards and stuff this week with Man U and Wolves and stuff with Onana, and I think there was another one for Man U, something to do with like a handball or something. I'm not too sure. But Newcastle with a higher percent chance of winning, especially with more of an advantage, as I said, with the home ground. But I do think Newcastle are going to do well. However, Liverpool are ahead on the table so far. But I feel like Newcastle and Liverpool are going to be such a heavy clash that I feel like it's going to do a draw. I'm going to say a 2-2 draw, because they seem like such great competitors for each other that to the point they're just going to end up being a draw. And there we go, ladies and gentlemen. There is a quick sum up of my score predictions for this week. Let me know if you agree with my score predictions in the comments, and let me know if you think my ball knowledge is terrible again this week. Thank you all so much for watching. Appreciate it as always, and I'll catch you all next week. Take care, guys. Have a good rest of your day. See you in a bit.